What's going on, everyone? This is Jay from Premier Gaming Entertainment, here to bring to you my takeaways and analysis video for this week's game versus Washington. Before I get started, if you can, please leave a like on the video, as it definitely helps out the channel. And leave me a comment in the comment section below about the game. How did you feel about the game? Do you feel that the result is exactly what you thought it was going to be? Are you surprised at how Michigan played? Are you surprised how Washington played? Let me know how you feel about the game in the comment section below. And as always, if you enjoy my content, definitely subscribe to the channel. So let's just get into it. This was a very important game for both teams. It was kind of like a make or break thing, especially for Michigan. If we lose this game, it's just like a repeat of last year. Uh, Obviously, the schedule will be a lot different from last year than it was this year, being a lot more favorable. But still, we'd be going 4-3, and then the games, and then the Ohio State game. So, you know, if we're really serious about making the playoffs, which is still on the table, we had to win this game. And I will say that this was a much more inspired team, like totally and completely different than team that we saw last week versus USC. I mean, it's amazing what a difference playing at home versus playing away can be, and especially for a team that is as young as Michigan is. I didn't realize how young we are until Klatt on a broadcast pointed out, the key players that are either freshmen or redshirt freshmen in key positions. So, yeah, this is like a stark difference than what we were used to, especially, the last few years. We had just a veteran laden team, at all the key positions, and just the experience and everything like that, just help with the culture and help with the execution of plays and help with everything. You just basically had coach after coach on the field, you know, as well as off the field, obviously. So obviously that's lacking with the youth on this team. But I mean, you look at it and you realize that this is a positive, because the future is bright. If you got this amount of talent this young that is, you know, doing what they're doing now, just imagine what they're going to be a few years from now. So, future is bright. But as far as the game goes, I feel as though Michigan, I mean, I know I would have been, but had to been embarrassed by how they played at USC, and came out with just a totally and completely different mindset. Um, the offense is the offense. They played relatively well, especially missing, three key guys. Evan Link going down, um, and still playing well. What was very, I'm not gonna say surprising, because they have the ability, just haven't been doing it, is the way that the defense played today. Much more inspired. Um, you know, One thing that just, and he still did it from time to time, and it just drove me nuts. But, just laying off blitzing like crazy. I mean, I know he's not Don Brown 2.0, but he's pretty close to it. And, I've watched the games, and I'm always like, why are we blitzing? Especially that USC game, it made no sense. I understand you want to get home, you want to apply pressure, you want to do certain things to throw the opposing quarterback off of the rhythm and stuff like that. But it just seems as though these guys, especially early on in the season, they're just not getting it. And whether it's just blown assignments or just not understanding the play properly or whatever the case may be, we're just getting burned way too much when we blitz. I've just felt like, why not just rush four, drop everyone back in coverage or play man or whatever the case may be, and force these quarterbacks to pick you apart. I would rather see that than just blitz, and as soon as we blitz, they're throwing exactly to where we blitz from, and it's wide open. Early on in this game, they were even doing that, but adjustments were made, and especially in the second half, there was nothing. This is a Washington team that was almost putting up almost 40 points a game, being held to 7. So that was very impressive. Mon Williams, last game passed for over 400 yards and rushed for over 135 yards. And this game, he was pretty much shut down. I passed for about 209 yards, I think. And, the sacks, running for negative yardage. So Michigan did a good job of not only containing him, but, except for a couple of plays, he made a couple of throws, a couple of jump balls that this guy went up and got. I felt that we played a very sound defensive game. The pass rush still got there, regardless of the blitz, and we were pretty much sound on the back end. A lot more improved than the past few games. Linebacker played much better. You saw 2 interceptions, one from Cole Sullivan, one from Rolder. I wish not Jimmy. I'm combining the names. I wish Cole Sullivan got more run, because he's just a playmaker. Every time he seems to be in there, he's either getting an interception, recovering a fumble, making a play to stop a third down run, whatever it is. He just seems to just be a magnet to the ball and just making plays. But this was a great overall team win. Jordan Marshall did his thing. Coming into the game, obviously there was concern because Justice Haynes didn't play. It looked like he was going to go, and he warmed up and everything, but I guess it was just one of those things where, for precautionary reasons, they didn't play him. But it looks like we didn't need him. Now, may it have been easier? Maybe so. We don't know. He might have broke one off. But Jordan Marshall is definitely more incapable of shouldering the load. One thing about him, like he in this game, he definitely channeled his inner Khalil Mullins / Hassan Haskins. Is one thing about him that I've noticed is when you give him the ball, even when he's hit, he doesn't go down right away. It's like his legs are always moving, and he just seems to just fall forward and get you about 1 or 2 more yards, if not more. That was really impressive. So, the running game was definitely there. Bryce did his thing. Samaj. The drop's still there. Very disappointing. But overall, I was, relatively pleased with the passing game. Surprised that we had as much success as we did with the tight ends, especially with the number 1 and number 2 tight ends both being down. It's weird that, we had as much success as we did with the 3 and 4 than we did with our 1 and 2. I don't get it. But to me, That should be the emphasis, man. I feel as though overall, and I didn't watch the press conference with Jerome Moore where he came with the work shirt and all that. I know people are clowning him and everything like that, but it really looks like what they did is they took a look in the mirror and they realized, man, we got to get back to what is Michigan football, because that's what it looked like in this game. Playing good defense, running the football, passing out of the running, and just playing to our abilities, passing to the tight ends finally, and just overall superior line play from both the offensive line and defensive line. So I'm really happy with the victory. It's good to see, Bryce from week to week improve. One thing that I saw this game that he did that I haven't seen him do is when he took off and ran, once he got the first down, he slid. Thank you. Because, he's had this habit of, I'm going to run, but I'm going to try and get as many yards as I can. I'm going to take on whoever's coming to tackle me. I'm going to lower my shoulder. I'm going to dive head first. All that stuff is crazy. I mean, I commend him for, manning up and trying to do that, but it's just not necessary. We don't need you to go down, get hurt, and we got to rely on Jaden Davis to hold the fort. So it's good to see his improvement, his development. Good to see, also the improvement in development of Andrew Marsh as well. Another touchdown. So it'll be interesting to see how this offense goes, improves moving forward. Don't know what happened with Evan Link. It didn't look good. It's never good when you go down on your own and you have to be carted off the field. But, I guess it's just next man up. He went down. Blake Frazier came in and did a great job. So, we just have to just keep improving, keep playing hard, and just keep winning. And if we keep doing that, we should be 9-2 going into that Ohio State game, and we just see what happens after that. Anyways, that's it for the video. Thank you for watching, as always. Please leave a like on the video, as it definitely helps out the channel. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. Leave me a gold blue if you made it this far. And if you enjoy my content, definitely subscribe to the channel. Anyways, thank you for watching, and as always, go blue.